Hutchison, and I'm going to do a gold leaf demonstration tonight, and I'm going to do it like they do on the cooking shows. I'm going to start backwards though, because everything needs to dry. So I did the gold leafing on a red box. It was similar to that. See, it's a box, a regular wood box. Okay, and you paint it with red or burnt umber or something. In original times, it was painted with what they call red bowl, V-O-L-E, which was a clay product. But now we have acrylics, so we don't have to worry about that. And then I put on the sizing, and then I put the gold leaf on. And my studio is a big mess at this point because this gold leaf gets every place. Okay, now it's stuck on pretty good at this point. So now you want to take it off. So you keep your old brushes because they're wonderful for anything you're doing. Okay, and so we'll just take all of the extra off. And you see, because you've got the red underneath, you don't care if you have some missed spots. If you want it perfect, like the guy over there with the copper leaf, or maybe this one, you can go back and fix those little spots, should you choose to do so, by adding a little more of the glue, or sizing, they call it, and putting another little dab. And so you can keep all your scraps, because I could use these to patch a spot if I wanted to do so. I chose to do the boxes in gold leaf because they had gold clasps, and like John Pelosi, who does so much collage, I thought, ooh, that'd be fun to have a little collage piece in there. And I bought my granddaughter some earrings for Christmas, which she probably won't wear, but that's all right. I'm gonna send them to her in one of these boxes. Okay, so then when you're done with that, getting all this stuff off, because your final sealer will actually stick down some of the stuff you've missed. So you're going to then, see, we're starting at the end of the process because this had to be dry. Then you're going to take a sealer, multi-purpose sealer, and you're going to put a little lead in there. You're going to get a brush. Well, let's get a little bigger brush. I usually use crappy brushes because it's acrylic basically, and it, gets, where did I do with my paper towels? Okay. Okay, I won't do this whole thing, but I'll. The reason you have to seal it is because it's not real gold, and it tends to oxidize. And so you would wind up with something that wasn't gold anymore later if you didn't. So as you can see, that sticks it down. And you can, I have used, a lot of times I've used shellac as a sealer, but I may be getting away from that because it does darken with time. Let's see, which one? Probably that one around the kinkajou. And you see those two panels that are painted. Yeah, those also have darkened with time. And I did an entire bathroom also, and it has darkened over time. And then when I replaced the toilet, I had to try to patch. And that spot wound up being really gold compared to the one that I did 8 years ago or so. And also there's a sample over there of that footstool that I did about 10 years ago that obviously needs rebuilding. That has worn down to the red bowl and the stuff underneath it. Because I have a 16-pound cat. And so I need a footstool to put my feet on when I have the 16-pound cat, or my knees would probably collapse. And he likes to sit on laps. Now, I'm not going to use these two sizes. These are the oil-based. One is quick dry, and one is slow set. If you're doing something big, like I did in my bathroom, you use slow set because it'll be an hour before it gets to the right consistency. And both of those take longer to dry than this one does. So we're just going to pour some of that in there. Get a crappy brush. Let's see, what shall I start with? Let's just do a piece of paper here in all the colors so you can see the possibilities. Normally, I use silver leaf on black or green, and I use gold on red. But this would be a nice color for gold too. I haven't used it, but so we'll just smear this on, and then when it gets to the right tackiness, I'll let you see. Whoops! I'll let you see what you need. That's one of the most important parts, is getting it to the right tackiness. And what you do is you test it with your knuckle.
Does it matter if you've got thicker portions and thinner portions?
Yeah, it kind of does.
I mean, do you kind of want to achieve a smooth coating?
Yes, you do. Okay. You want to get it as even as you can. That's a good point. Very good point. Because you don't need much glue to do this. You don't want to get that wet because that's the one I'm using. So we'll just do that. See how fast this dries. That's relatively smooth. I am not a perfectionist, in case you couldn't tell. This would be quite wonderful if you were gold leafing would be quite wonderful if you were really obsessive compulsive. And then I did this, so we need to brush that off, the silver off of that, and we can paint that and do that in the silver. See, if you've got black showing through with the silver, it's quite nice. Green also is very nice with the silver. So we'll just keep going here. All right, that's that. See, this is why I say you can patch. If you miss a spot or something, you can always come back later with the glue and patch it. And you save all these little scraps, because some people like to they sell it over at Easel Art like this. Some people, instead of putting a whole sheet on, they like to do little bits, crumble little bits on, and you get some different colors. And they not only have copper leaf, which I have here. This is a different gold than I have. Here's copper, and here's aluminum, which is the silver. The gold is not gold leaf. Gold leaf is so fine, you can imagine how expensive it is, and it drifts all over the room. Mm-hmm. It's impossible to use. I used it once and gave up. But that's why you have to seal it at the end, because it's not gold. It's probably copper and who knows what else.
Another spray adhesives and stuff. Can you put any kind of spray, like 77 spray or something, as opposed to this adhesive?
I don't know, because when we get to this point, I'll show you the tackiness it has to be.
Okay.
If it's really wet like this, it isn't going to work.
So it really requires the setup period of time.
Yeah, it has to get to the point where your knuckle makes a sound when you pull it off of the thing.
And this is, you don't dilute this adhesive at
No,
all. It's just right, because it looks very
it's
wet
very
fluid.
thin.
So
I don't really like it. This stuff, we should open one of those and I'll show you what that's like.
oil-based products just kind of fall into the.
They
wayside.
are, and I feel very bad because I'm an oil painter. And with the, I'm sure with this too, you can paint on top of it. But see, that's what I did with that one down there. This, yeah, it's messy. This I did yesterday, and I had done a zebra, but I couldn't find it. Where you paint on top of the gold leaf with oil paint. And then you get the glow of some of it coming through and the eyes shining. And that's kind of fun to do. And this one, actually, I did this from a photograph. This had, the glasses were glass, and I decided that I would do the glasses and gold leaf on him. And that worked pretty well. That's a frame I got here in West Palm at a place that gets them from Valley or someplace. It's up in Northwood. And he was selling out because he was going back there for the summer to get more frames. So I painted, I don't like painting to a frame, but in that case I had to. Okay, now I'm in a total mess here. Oh, right there.
But then we'll have your fingerprint.
Oh, yeah.
too. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, the longer you can wait to let it, the drier it gets, the shinier it is.
Oh, okay, that I
When
didn't
it's done,
know.
it gets dull, but when you,
All right.
if you can let it get, have patience enough to let it get really dry, that's what.
Yeah, it really doesn't get too dry. I thought that a piece all right, this is $75 worth of gold leaf. Or I bought it years ago. It'd probably be 120 now, who knows?
That's the real stuff?
No. No, the real, whoop! We're gonna have paper stuck to it instead of gold leaf. Okay, so here's the process that I use, which there are many different processes to use. First of all, I get it out. And then I take my scissors and I cut the size I want, but I'm going to reduce it down to just one gold leaf. Okay, there we are. Isn't that pretty? Okay, and we want the paper. The paper is what I use for my embellishment. Okay, I think that looks like it's dry there, so we'll put, why don't we try some on green? I don't think I've ever tried it on green. Okay, now, I want to cut that one too. Okay, we're just going to lay it on like that. Try to get it off our hands. And then we're going to take our paper and we're going to rub it really good.
she's done this a few times, haven't you? Because
What?
I thought you've done this a few times because
Yeah.
you've got a pretty nice smooth sheet down.
That I thought would be drier. It's almost there. This is not dry. Oh, I think the gold is nice with the red hibiscus. Oh, it looks like a Christmas card with the gold on it.
There you go. Poinsettias would be a good topic.
Oh, poinsettias, yeah, with gold. Wouldn't that be nice? That's good enough. Somebody will love it. So I put little gemstones on the monkeys that were the flower girls and Kate, or whatever her name is. She was a lemur. She wasn't a monkey. My sister was mad at me. She said, "Oh, how could you do that?" Like I was making fun of them. Oh well.
Did you put a stain on these?
Or is that just what?
Yes, I may have gone over that. I think I obviously on this one, I went over this with black afterwards. In this one, I think I dotted some of the paint on top of that to get the little piece. This one, by the way, is St. Agnes. This is Madame Giraffe at St. Agnes. And this is, I forgot who that is. Oh, that's the big bad wolf disguised as St. Francis. He has more fun than I do.
Religious icons here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I do.
I'm planning to do one of the popes as a monkey. We'll see. Then my sister can be really mad at me. Well, it's lovely having all of you.
Very interesting.
I guess I can't think of anything else that you need to know. Just go forward and do your own.
That's just
Maybe that she-
canvas panel and stuff, which is.
Yeah, that is good because it's hard. You know, if, as you saw, if you press on canvas, you've got to have something in the back of it, like a piece of cardboard or something, because the harder you press without getting it all over your fingers, the better off, it's going to stick.